broadcasting from the SVCC Chocolate Rendezvous Sweetland Studios.
Hello again and welcome to Along the Rock, our podcast that pays homage to the people of the Sauk Valley, the valley and the river that runs through it. I'm your host, Mark Morris. My guest today is Rashaad Lane. He's with the Sauk Valley Diversity Alliance, and thanks for making it up, Rashaad.
Thanks for having me today.
So I understand you've got a big fundraiser coming up, and I guess that's what we'll touch on first. Everybody needs income to keep it going. So go ahead. What's coming up and who's invited?
So my name's Rashaad Lane again. I'm a Sauk Valley kid. We are doing a Black History Month Gala. It's called the Black History Royale, Betting on the Future. It's our 6th year doing this fundraiser. And what we raise money for is to bring awareness to just different, cultural things in the community that are of importance.
Okay. What's the date of the fundraiser?
The fundraiser is 2/22/25, so a couple weeks here at the Dixon Elks Lodge. Starts at 6 p.m. and includes a dinner and then some chance to play games and hopefully win some prizes.
I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this since it's been around for, will be 6 years now, but you folks are also organizers of the annual, you call it a gala or a festival or...
So yeah, part of the reason why we do this event as a fundraiser is it helps us kind of fund other events. And another big event we do every summer is at the Grandin Civic Center for Juneteenth. So we let's try to bring the community together. We actually give away bicycles. Last year we were able to give away 4 bikes to kids of all ages. And while you're there, you get to learn some pretty fun facts about the importance of Juneteenth.
Yeah. Okay. Why is there a need for a diversity alliance? Now, when we're born, kids don't think, hey, he's different, with very few exceptions. When we grow up, for some reason, we tend to look at our differences, or at least some of us do, not all, but some of us do. And why does our growth coincide with that prejudice?
I think our environment, our travels, our work, the communities we live in kind of shape the need for, groups like ours. When I was growing up, I became very familiar with, things like Cinco de Mayo and St. Patrick's Day and kind of where those organizations or where those holidays come from and how they're important to different groups from around the world. And those people do start to live in your communities. So I think as our community becomes more diverse, it's important to celebrate the differences that actually make us, we actually realize through those events that we have more in common than what we do, differences.
Diversity can be kind of a loaded word, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
And there are a lot of ways to be diverse. So what areas do you cover in particular? Obviously, with Martin Luther King, we're talking about African-American equality and so forth. What are some of the other differences?
So we primarily focus on cultural differences. We'd like to also collaborate and partner with different organizations. One of our partners has been the YWCA. We've partnered with them on various events like Juneteenth, for example. We also like to go downtown Rock Falls when there is a event celebrating Mexican heritage. We partner with organizations there too. So anything that we can bring more awareness through our social channels and our events, we love to do that.
Mm-hmm. About how many members do you have at this point? Again, it's been going on for a while now, so there should be enough people who are aware of it at least.
So we're always looking for new members. You can find us on Facebook. We meet once a month. We have virtual meetings. We also do in-person meetings as well. And it's growing. I think it started off as a really grassroots, having meetings in, church offices, and it's grown now to the point that we have to have Zoom meetings because there's so many people that are, kind of close to this as a passion.
Yeah. So you do not have a physical headquarters, or you do?
No physical headquarters at this time.
Okay. Is that in the future plans?
I think in the future, but I also think too, it's 2025 with as technology continues to evolve, that we like to meet people where they are. And if it's if someone has a passion for this, that's Sauk Valley's home to me, but I now live in Georgia, we want to be able to let you still feel like you can be a part of our group all the way there. So Zoom allows us to do that.
Sure, and of course touches anywhere you want it to touch.
You are cordially invited to the Chocolate Rendezvous at Sauk Valley Community College, an evening of decadent chocolates, cocktails, bourbon tasting, hors d'oeuvres, and live entertainment awaits you. For event details, visit svcc.edu/chocolate today.
What are some of the other diverse qualities that people have? I know sexuality, for instance, is a big one these days. You know, there was a time when people just didn't talk about that sort of thing. And many people were not even aware that their feelings about, for instance, being a physical male and having a desire or a need to be a female were even valid. So do you validate that those feelings, and how do you deal with that?
I think for me, it's all about education and just, educating yourself and, making sure that you are just not having these like biases. And a lot of us don't know that the bias is how much our environment and the communities we live in kind of shape those biases. I went to a Pride event for my very first time last summer, and shout out to Dixon Pride, Sauk Valley Pride. It was a wonderful event. And through that process, again, I learned like, we're just the same. Like, we are just the same. We like the same music. We like the same food. Sometimes we like the same sports team. There's a lot of Bears fans in this area.
Wait a minute.
Go Pack, go. But I think it's just important to celebrate the differences, because I think through those celebrations you do find commonality.
Okay. How do you make people who are different see themselves as different and maybe have faced prejudice? How do you make them feel more welcome? Is it, again, education? Because ignorance, of course, breeds, can breed contempt. So how do you go about being inclusive?
I think you have to continue to try to provide spaces where everyone feels welcomed. And I think that's what we try to do with at the gala. We try to make sure that everyone of race, color, nationality, height, physical disabilities, that everyone is welcome. We actually changed our location. We used to actually do it out here on Route 2 at Brandywine, and there's some steps there. And sometimes, like,
a lot, as I recall.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes steps can limit, access for certain people. So we were mindful of that, and we started actually looking for venues that were more accommodating and more welcoming for everyone. So I think when you think about that on a scale of how do I make people that are different come together and make them feel, it's very simple. I think we overcomplicate it a lot of times. Just make the space welcome.
Sure. Look for the similarities, yep. And of course there are many.
Yes, because I think you find the education in the process while you're there. At least that was my experience at the Pride event. Like, I didn't go to the event. I think I learned more in conversation while I was there, having a cup of coffee, having a beer with someone, and then I was able to kind of pick up, certain things, just through that experience, versus feeling like I'm going here to have someone maybe preach an ideology to me about what they believe. I think the education comes through in events like ours, like organically, just through one-off conversations, standing in line to get a drink or to play a game, and you start to realize, like, wow, we've worked together for 10 years at the same place, and we've never had a conversation until today.
I don't know anything about you.
Yep.
Talk to me. Yeah, that's interesting. Do you find that people who join your efforts, whether it be fundraisers, festivals, and what have you, do you find that they feel free then to spread the word?
I think so. And I also think that's the power of social media. It's one of the positives, I would say, of it, is that it does give the ability that you can get involved, whether you want to donate financially, whether you want to just click the share button, whether you just want to tell a friend at work about, hey, I went to this event last year and I had a blast. You should maybe go.
Okay, so it does tend to make people feel comfortable within their own skin.
Yes.
And at that point, they become comfortable with people in, if you will, different skins.
Yep.
So, I appreciate you coming up. Tell us again about the fundraiser, because that's
the fundraiser
important.
again is $222.25 at the Dixon Elks. Tickets are $65. You can get them at, you can find our page on Facebook. If you go to Facebook, you'll see the event page. And from there, you just click the event link and it'll take you through the process. And then we just show up with a good attitude and an appetite, because we're going to feed you that night too. And then we have the Funk Brothers coming from the Chicagoland area to entertain. And then we also have a DJ that's going to be joining us as well. Shout out to DJ Reese.
Okay. Any age restrictions anywhere along the line?
The event is 21 and up.
Probably because of the alcohol.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, but then the festival in the summer is
that event is for
literally everyone, right?
All ages. You know, I would love to give a bicycle away to someone my age this summer. So we've primarily given bikes away to like kids, and I'm like, man, I like riding bikes, so I'd love to give a bicycle away to a big kid this summer.
Sure. Rashaad, I appreciate you coming up.
Thanks for having me.
It's been enlightening. And again, the festival's on February 22nd at the Dixon Elks.
Yes.
So, do you have to sign up for anything, or?
You don't have to sign up for anything. It's just it's a virtual ticket. We see your name when you buy the ticket. We appreciate the donation. Again, the donation helps to fund events in the Sauk Valley area, and we continue to hope to grow those events in the future.
All right, 222-25. Thanks again, Rashaad, and thanks to the whole crew here for making this program possible. I'm Mark Morris. Hope you can join us next time along the rock.